I don't know if you're all out there yet or not. I have a hard time telling. It doesn't always tell me, but I think I'm live on Facebook, so I hope that means I'm live on YouTube. So let's start again. Welcome, crafters and crafters wannabes. This is Glenda from Glenda's Creative Place, and today I am going to show you the first in my kit series. And the kit series is me taking different levels of kit that I get, different levels of kits that I get. The ones I'm going to do for you are specifically from Close to My Heart. That just makes it easy because you'll see the same paper. So I thought that would be really, really good. Not exactly the same paper, but I'll explain the differences. Today, we're going to do the subscription kit, which is the easiest, most basic level you can have. If you happen to have a lot of scrapbooking, for example, that you need to get done, you just go ahead and get the subscription, because I don't know if any of you saw my last video, which was regarding how I prepped this particular kit. If you did, you would see that, I'm going to move my camera a little bit, I think. There, okay. You would see that I had taken things apart. I had done a lot of things to my kit, and I'm fixing my overhead camera. So sorry, you guys. It's been kind of crazy. YouTube was not cooperating with me a little bit ago. I had quite, like, almost a panic attack. Okay. Unfortunately, there we go. You guys might just have to look at this. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. So, oh, Lord. I'm sorry, you guys. Very unprofessional. Thought I was in such good shape. I think that's the ticket. Okay. So, I had done a video prior to this, which was prepping this kit. I like to do a lot of the prep work, like if I'm just sitting, not feeling real creative, and I'm watching TV or something, I'll do the prep work. For the kit we're going to do today, this is the kit. It's called I Heart Us. And we are going to do this. This is what's called, you'll see it here, cut above. Whenever you see the words in anything close to my heart, cut above means you don't have to even cut anything out. You have all of the stickers and you have all of the die cuts already sitting there, and all you have to do is punch them out, and they're separated on the sheets by which layouts they're for and the whole kit and caboodle. So we're going to start, and I'm going to show you first off, in case you didn't see my other video, this is what the instructions look like. In these subscription kits, and the reason they're so easy is you don't have to cut your paper. Cutting your paper is a lot of what people do to get situated for doing a layout or cards, because they also have these kind of things. They have different kits, sometimes cut apart kits for cards. But what I do is when I'm done with all my stuff, I make cards. That's kind of my deal. That's how I started making cards. I was a scrapbooker. I didn't care about making cards, FYI. I only cared about scrapbooking. But I had so much stuff left over that I started started card making, kind of as a relief to get some stuff out of my craft room. All right, so let's get back to it, and I'm going to try and make this as short as possible, which you guys probably already figured out is not so easy for me. All right, this is layout 1, which is the first thing we're going to do. What I did in my prior video that talked about how I prepped it, let me go down here to the desk. Hold on, I've lost my cursor. There we go. All right. Okay, so I put everything in bags by, I say here, layout 1. Okay, so we're going to do just layout 1 today, I think. Oh, wait, no, Do I have layout 2? Oh, I do. Layout 2's down there. We'll see how time goes. I would love to look at the time right now as we start and see how long it takes. And remember that I only have like half the feeling in my hand and half the dexterity, so it takes me a lot longer than it used to. So when I did the prep work for these kits, I took all of this stuff apart. But before I punched the die cuts out, for those of you that didn't see, this is how they come. They come on a sheet. It tells you which layout they're for. And there is one thing I never live without, and it is the close to my heart clear shimmer brush. I talk about it all the time because I have all boys and only grandsons thus far. So I am a girl who just loves glitter. I'm a pink girl. My craft room is pink. It's a girl who should have had a bunch of girls, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't. I have boys and I cherish them, but when I get the chance, I glitter stuff up. Okay, so that'll always be by my side. I've even glittered up a shimmer brushed. Let me see. Let me get this ring light in the way. There we go. I think you can kind of see it when I turn it that way. There, and catch. Let me move the ring light a little better. Is that better? Probably. Okay. Anyway, that's what I mean, but I do it. My hint for you is to do it while they're still in the sheet, because when you shimmer brush or put glitter or something on anything, it makes it a little malleable and a little damp, and you don't want that. So try to put it on when they're in the sheets whenever possible. That's a good hint. Okay, so what I do is I make sure before I start anything, I have the adhesives that I'm planning on using. I always keep an extra thing here for my tape runner. I love the Tombow Mono Permanent Adhesive and the removable. We sell this one. We don't sell this one, unfortunately. But I always keep the extra refill over here in case I run out. I've also got 2 thicknesses of pop dots. I've got the thin pop dots, and I have or foam dots, I should say, and I have the thicker ones. And then I also have my foam tape. I have the thinner one and I have the thicker one, and we'll see which one I want. And then I have my cannot live without my close to my heart scissors. I shall not, will not ever craft without them. So the first thing you want to do, if you have prepped or whenever you're ready, is clean off your workspace, because I have limited room here on my desk, even though my BFF Liz built me this humongous desk, but it's got so much stuff on it, so I feel like my workspace keeps getting smaller and smaller. All right, so here we go. Get all your stuff laid out. Now you need to put the directions where you can find them, okay? So I'm just going to plop them right over here in front of me. They're not going to go too far. I should have clicked them. Okay. So when you get the subscription kits from Close to My Heart, the base pages are even all decorated for you, which is huge, huge time saver, okay? So I'm going to work on side 1 first. And on side 1, I have put a pencil mark where I think the things are going to go that I need. And I'm going to try and put this, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it the whole time, in the frame with this. You know, we don't have to care about that one. We only have to care about this. All right. And what I usually like to do is get rid of one of these. I have 2 of these Close to My Heart what do you call it? They fix themselves. If you cut on them, they don't show, they don't cut through. I love these, and I'm going to show you why I love them right here. What I do is on the page I'm going to work on, I take just an itsy bitsy bit of tape on each corner. Okay. And then I get the mat, which has some business cards under it for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. I've had painters in my house for this week. And it's been, they were the nicest, most professional guys, but you know, it disrupts your whole life. And then last week, for those of you that know me, I had, probably already know that I had walking pneumonia. So I lost all last week. And because I refused to take any antibiotics whatsoever. Okay. That's as close as it has to be. What did I just lose? The card. Okay. So there's my base page sitting on my Versamat. Okay. And then I'm going to put this over here. And I only need to care right now about this layout. I hope you guys can see it because I have no comments up anywhere for some reason. If you guys give me 1 second here, I'm going to try to get the comments going up on my YouTube page because I forgot to set them up. And then Facebook crashed like minutes before I went on. Yeah, that was helpful. So, okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to try and get them up on YouTube as well, in case anybody has any questions. Okay, so let's see. Okay, good. All right, and I've got them up on Facebook, but I'm still not seeing the comments, which is kind of crazy. Okay, let me see in YouTube. I'm presuming that the majority of you are on YouTube. I'm hoping. Hoping. All right, there we go. I'm going to try and get them up on YouTube. Hold on. Okay. Oh, you guys really, there's quite a lag. Okay, so I have this put on my Versamat, and this helps so much, you guys. So much. I have my instructions here. So let me get out all the parts and pieces that I need for, okay, I guess I don't need that anymore since I've already punched everything out of it. All right, let me get everything out of the bag, which is here. And for side one, in case you didn't see my thing where I broke down how to prep for the kits, I do it for side, layout 1, side 1, layout 1, side 2. It's just something that I do because my whole philosophy about it is when I'm ready to be creative, when you get that, oh yeah, here we go, be creative kind of thing, then you don't want to sit around and do all the prep. And on the other kits, you have to cut out all the paper. Yikes, mama. So I think it's best to, I'm going to change this Versamat to this one, I think. This one is not holding as well for some reason, or maybe I didn't put enough paper. Or hello. You ever have those days? I'm all tongue-tied because I was so frazzled right before I went live between something that YouTube was telling me, and thank God my good friend Melody Lane helped me, and then Facebook went crashed. So that's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to show you something real quick. That's close enough, for goodness sake, I think. I don't know, I'm such a perfectionist, you guys, and it's a bad thing to be in scrapbooking or crafting, but I try to get it right if possible. All right, on these instructions, I'm going to bring this really close. Do you see that they even give you the measurements of where to place the elements? Let me put it this way. Hold on. There we go. Like over here, it says it's supposed to be 3 5/8, and then it intersects with 3/4 where these are supposed to go. All right. I do not have my pictures yet. I don't know what pictures I'm going to use, but that's the thing I love about these kits, because I can get zippity doo-dah, busy, and get a bunch of stuff put together. And then when I get the perfect photos for these, then I just slap them on. All right. One thing I talked about in my kit series that I almost didn't do is I try to use on photo mats, and on these they don't have mats. If you look at the directions, they're using this as a mat. I'm going to put reusable, and the reason I'm going to put reusable is because when I find those perfect photos, I might just have a an inkling that maybe I want landscape instead of portrait, etc. These are square, so there's not a whole lot different here. These are 3 by 3, so you know what? I probably could just use real adhesive, and I think that's what I'll do on these photo mats. And then when I get my pictures, I will put them right where I want them. Okay, so in the directions, it says you're over 3/4 from the edge, Glenda. There you go. And I went ahead and made a little pencil mark ahead of time, and I like to do that so that I'm getting pretty close. And then I'll just go in and erase that with this kind of an eraser, guys. Don't try to use a pencil eraser, please. Okay, hold on. I gotta get this even Steven. Hold on. The thing that's nice also about putting a Versamat under you is you can use the measurements. Like if something says that it's X amount up from the bottom, you got it. Okay. And usually, and because I'm flustered, can I tell? Can you tell, you guys? I usually do the middle one first, by the way. It's my habit. That way, it's easier for me to space out what's going to go where. But I'm just going to eyeball this as best I can. And I'm just going to line this one up on the bottom with this. And I have to get a new T ruler. I hate this blue one because it's hard to see through. Or maybe it's my old age, I don't know. Maybe in my aging process, I'm just having so much trouble. But if anybody has a great one, please leave it in the comments what it is and where you got it from. Because this one, I keep forgetting every time I go to like a place that would have them. Okay, I'm a little far over, it looks like, on this bad boy. Okay, if you're careful, you can pull things up after you use Tombow. Yeah, it's going to mess up my photo, the way my photo mat looks, but I don't care. Okay, I wasn't very careful there. The other thing you can get is, this is my beloved Undo. You know what? Oh, God, I should not demonstrate it on here, but I will, just for the fun of it. Okay. All right, did you see that? Okay, you put just a drop, and you can take paper, you can take adhesive off, and you can take photographs that you've glued down off. There's definitely a learning curve. I love this bottle the most, but I seem to not be able to find it lately. They have a different tip. The big secret, and I've been using this for years, prying stuff out of people's magnetic albums. Holy moly, what a nightmare. Do not ever put your stuff in a magnetic album, you guys, whatever you do. Anyway, this Undo is a best friend, but the trick is you just want a little bit. Like did you see I put my finger over the opening when I did it because I didn't want it to keep pouring out. And then you can just gently mess with this. I could get that off if I want to, but frankly I don't care. The thing I cared about was getting my photo up, and I mean my photo placeholder. And this is just paper. So when you have your pictures, if you use Undo, it won't look so wrinkled. This is because it's paper. All right, I'm eyeballing. Whoops, I'm crooked. I can see it right there. Hold on. How I'm crooked with the T-ruler, Lordy only knows. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay. You know what? It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And I don't want to mess with that one again. That's done. Okay. Nexties, and I will put photos on them later. Okay, there's one more. And I did prep all these photo mats prior. The ones that have mats on them, I did that prior. And this one is supposed to be right here. I might have to get out my other tape runner to make these darn pages stay down because they're really misbehaving today. It's driving me nuts. All right, I think that this is the right place for this. So let me double check, make sure I get it straight. The one thing that's important to me anyway is I want things to be fairly straight. And to that event, that's why I use a T-ruler. I have two rulers besides the T-ruler that are my favorites. I have the big close to my heart ruler, and then of course, which is a centering ruler plus all kinds of other stuff. Let's see, where is mine? Oh Lordy only knows. Well, this is not the regular one, but I have another one somewhere. I love my close to my heart ruler. And the regular close to my heart ruler, which seems to have gone missing again. It's on my desk somewhere, no doubt. It's a centering ruler, just like the Tim Holtz ruler. This is my Timmy Tim ruler. And that's what I always called Tim Holtz when I talked to him. And I love the fact that it's a centering ruler, so if you need to center something, you use this side. And otherwise, I use like this side pretty much for all my measurements. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. All right, so now we have the fun stuff, as I like to call it. All right, we have die cuts. Yes, we do. And all of these have shimmer on them. Let me see if I can show this to you any better, what the shimmer brush does. Can you see? Wait a minute. I think maybe on the little clouds it'll show better. Let's try that. Can you catch the light from it? So beautiful. I glittered up all of them, so what can I say? All right, so in this kit, what they want you to do is, I think they want you to just set this down. They give you just a couple of them, and frankly, I don't like to do that, so I'm gonna get my tape. And one thing I love about the close to my heart foam tape is inside, like this is the thinner one, there are two widths. You see that? And obviously I need the skinny mini, so let me get that. And I'm going to put those on the back. I could just slap my letters down if I chose to, but to me this is much more fun. All right, let me get my scissors. Ooh, that's pretty close. Let me make sure it is not visible. There you go. Okay, and this is the stuff that takes the longest. So by the way, if you're a brand new scrapbooker, you don't have to do this kind of stuff. You could just not use foam tape. I like it because I like the dimension, and frankly, it's one of those things that when I look at the page, it makes me happy. So let me get, this is a tool that I got years ago from another company who shall not be mentioned, but was one of the very first homebound companies for scrapbooking. And I love this, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I finally use my last one. A friend of mine used to always work Scrapbook Expo with a rep for that company, and so I stock up whenever I saw them, like 20 at a time. But eventually, if she's not already, she's going to run out. So That makes me sad. Okay, see the difference? It's kind of got a little dimension when you look at it. So, that's weird. I thought there was a P, another P, but maybe not. No, I guess not. Huh, interesting. All right, let's go again. All right. And hopefully I'm in frame and you guys can see what I'm doing. I get my head in the way all the time, and I apologize. I forget. Okay, there's that. And if you ever have trouble getting your foam adhesive liner off, I'll show you my trick. If you don't have one of these, I use this, or if I've got really a bunch of it, like if you're doing an Anna Griffin card kit, for example. Oh my word, those are torture, because if you use her foam squares, they're itty bitty, itsy tiny foam squares, and it's like, oh no. And they're not that easy to get off, by the way. Okay, so because this is a rounded, I am just using my scissors to snip off a little bit of the foam tape. I don't have to have it everywhere. In fact, if I'd have been really organized, I'd have had these pieces cut out for you. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I didn't. And probably it's better because this is real time. I don't like to fake stuff. It's not my style. I've always been brutally honest with the people who have followed me on YouTube over the years. People who follow me that are still there, actually. Even when I was missing due to health reasons for a long time. So this is what I'm talking about. You can just grab your craft pick if you have one. The new ones, this is another Tim Holtz product. The new one is brown. They switched from the red tools some time back, but I still have my original, and until it falls apart and dies, I don't need to change it. But I use this tool. If you have anything that, if you can see, it gets really skinny at the end, that's a great thing. And here's another thing you can do with it. Instead of using tweezers to move stuff around, you can do that. All right, let me put that P on. And that didn't sound good, did it? Let me get over the top. There we go. And put that on. Okay. And let me do this. Now remember, if you weren't bothering with the foam tape, you'd be done and onto the other layout by now, I'm pretty sure. So let me put this here. Oh, it was nice that just fits that corner perfectly. Hello. Sometimes there are such happy accidents that happen in scrapbooking and card making. Do you know what I just did, guys? I almost just cut off the whole thing instead of the foam tape. I'm telling you, I'm still trying to get myself centered after being so frazzled. I probably should have waited another half hour before going live, but I didn't want to, because I didn't want to have to confuse people when I had already changed it from 3 to 2. I should have just left it at 3. But it's all right. It's not the end of the world. You know, there are all kinds of awful things way worse than this happening in the world. And so whenever something happens to me that's really not important, frankly, and not life-altering, I always try to remember that, because we are so lucky to live in this great country on earth. And if you've ever been to a country that is not altogether have the same, their people don't have the same freedoms that we have here, you would truly remember. I have been, and it's amazing what we take for granted here in the United States, and I'm including Canada and Europe and all of that, because we're all free countries there, and we're so lucky. We're so lucky. Our government doesn't always get it perfect, but you know what? It beats the heck out of getting thrown in jail for wearing makeup or something. All that stuff that's going on right now with the Sultan of Brunei, it's like, oh my. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard on the news, but he owns the Beverly Hills and the Bel Air hotels up in Los Angeles. And they've just come out with some awful things like they're going to stone to death people who are gay and things like that. And it's like, oh boy, not in this life. So we're pretty lucky. And I live in Huntington Beach, California, which is possibly one of the most beautiful places with the most perfect weather on earth. And by the way, I think I have a Y that belongs on the other one. I do. You know what? I mixed that up. Let me see if I can get this up. It's not going to show. Don't panic because it won't show. All right, let me get the other layout and let me pull the Y out of there. Sorry guys, slight delay. This kind of stuff can happen. I mixed them up. Yes, I did. Okay, it should be in this one. I just realized that I had the wrong Y. Okay, it's probably in here somewhere. I guess not. Or maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe that wasn't meant for that. You know what? It isn't. What can I'll put something over that. Okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, now I don't even know where I put it. That's good, Glenda. Well, we might not have it on the other side either because I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Okay. In fact, I'm going to set it on that paper right now. No, I'm not. I'm just going to set it here, right on the front of these. There you go. All right. I'm not going to worry about it. Let me push the rest of that out of my way for now. I'm telling you guys, I'm usually so organized and I'm all frazzly today. All right, let's put that stuff back because we're going to do 2. Okay, let's see now what the instructions tell us to do. We are going to get back on track. All right. Yep. This one, I believe, also belongs in the bottom one. I don't know what I did when I was putting these away. Oh well. All right, this goes up here, and I'm going to use the fatter foam tape on this one. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to get the fat one. And it looks like I better reorder soon because apparently this is the size I must use the most. All right, I'm just going to put a couple. Oh, you know what? I don't have to do that. I have pop dots. Hello, I forgot the pop dots. When you have a wider surface, it's just easiest to use a pop dot, a foam dot. Or there are also the clear dots that you can buy. Okay. And I love that Close to My Heart gives you different sizes of them. Okay, so let me do this. All right, let's put this there, and this one there, and maybe another one right there, kind of in between. Does it show? Sometimes it'll show, not really. All right, and then a couple around the bend. You want to get enough on here. You don't want to chintz out and cheap out on your, if you're going to lift something up, lift it. Don't cheap out on it, because thoughts like this are not expensive and they can make such a difference to your layout. Okay, so they have, for those of you that are not scrapbookers ever, pop dots or haven't used these kind of craft supplies, they have the liner on the top like I was just talking about. See, because I had that hand injury, this takes longer for me than it used to. I used to be like Speedy Gonzales through these things, but, and those of you that are old enough to know what that means, that used to be a cartoon character. I don't know if he's even still around. He was a little mouse, I believe, and he traveled a zillion miles an hour everywhere he went, which is why they called him Speedy Gonzales. And that's how I was in my prior, pre-5 years ago, before my hand injury. Okay, so this one goes up here, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball where I want it to go. I want it to be partly over the photo, but not all the way over the photo. And I think I want it fairly even though you don't have to. Okay, there we go. Now there's this blue heart. Okay, and this needs a dot of some sort, and this should have a small dot, not a big one. So let me grab a smallie. I love close to my hearts pop dots, foam dots, whatever you want to call them. Whatever vernacular suits your purpose. And I am trying to get this on. Like I said, this is a great example of seeing somebody who, after the major nerve in my right arm was severed, which controls the fine motor skills, I lost all of that. And this is a good example of, and I only got 50% of it back. So I only have 50% of the feeling in my right hand. And so this is a good example to show you can come back from things like that. It took me a while, and I'm never going to be the same I was before. Oh, just came off, thank you. As we can see, 5 years later, if it's not better by now, it ain't going to get better. Pardon me. All right, I like that there. That's their placement. And I like that there. Did I not take the liner off the second one? Oh. Yeah, I did. Okay. Did? No, didn't. Okay. Well, that makes sense. If your dot won't stick, it's most likely user error. Okay, and then this little one, let's see, goes right over here. Now, that's going over my picture. So here's a great thing to learn if you've never scrapbooked or made cards. When you're going to layer something on top of another layer, only put your adhesive, pop dot, whatever you choose to use, put it only on one side. And the reason is, and I always like to put things up, pop them up if they're going to be layered. The reason I only put it on one side is because I still want it and need to put a photo in here. And now do you see how big it is? And once I put a photo, I'll probably stick another little piece of pop dot under there, but I don't need to do that today. All right, we still have a yellow. I don't know where this green one goes. Okay, let's see. The yellow one goes, okay, same thing down here. The yellow one is going to go over the picture. So I'm going to use a couple little dots this time. And it's going to need to go over the picture like that. So I'm only going to use the outside to help me. Hold on, there we go. And if you get where you can't move things around like you like, get a pick or get a pair of tweezers, because sometimes your fingers are not working, even if you haven't had a major injury. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on this one. After my pictures come back and I put them on, I will go back and I will add another pop dot. I'll just slip one under, or another little piece of foam tape, either or. The nice thing about Close to My Heart stuff, I know I keep saying it, but they're so smart, is the foam dots and the foam strips. If they're the thicker ones, they're about the same thickness. And I love that. It's very smart of them. So I'm just going to put this right out here. Let's see. I think I like it. You know, you can always do whatever you want. You don't have to do the things that they tell you to do. And in fact, we're going to step it up a little in this kit in a minute. And I'm going to move this, because does anybody besides me not see a green heart on here? I think when I did the explanation of how to prep, I put some things in the wrong spots. Okay, so this was not in the kit. This was part of a stamp of the month. I hate to even show you guys. Was that the stamp of the month? Hold on. Oh no, I'm wrong. This was a stamp set called Word Fetty. If you look in the catalog online, or if you happen to have one, it's B as in boy 1652. And I love this stamp set because it gives you just those little looks. And so that's what I did with it. I took this and I stamped it, and then I put it on a banner because I just felt like it. I felt like it needed something. And this is not in the directions anywhere. This is just me going on my own. And when we're done with page 2, I can tell you that I will be going back and putting some sequins on as well in certain places, deciding where I like them. So I need my skinnier. Hold on. I don't want this popped up a lot, but I want it popped up a little. So I'm going to use the skinnier tape, thinner tape I think they call it, and I'm going to put it out to here. And I don't think I'm even going to, well, am I? I might. Hold on. I'm going to worry a tiny bit about those banners, not much though. You wouldn't have to if you were doing this on your own. Or if you were doing this on your own for the first time and you were a new scrapper, you could just put regular adhesive on this. You know, you don't have to put adhesive foam on it. I am just a person who loves foam tape and foam pop dots. I like dimension. I'm a dimension girl. Have I mentioned that yet? All right. So I'm trying to get this off. Yeah, I inked this in black archival ink from Close to My Heart, the stamp. And then I went back in with Glacier ink, which is one of my favorite colors ever. And I went through and just sponged it a little bit around the sides with a sponge dauber, where I put the dauber, rubbed the little finger dauber into the ink pad, and then just rubbed it around. Okay, this one is giving me hell. Don't make me regret putting that on there, please. Okay, hold on. I think that's going to show. Yeah, it's going to show. So's the bottom of this one. There we go. There's that. You do surgery. By the way, when you get a set of stamps, if they're, for example, I did surgery, you're going to see after a while, this was the stamp of the month in March, which is one of the greatest stamps of the month I have ever seen in my life from any company. And I did stamp surgery on mine. I took an X-Acto knife and a ruler, and I trimmed this off because I just wanted that. And that's on page 2. And I didn't want to mess around and mask the whole thing. I coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I didn't. So I did stamp surgery. When you invest in a set of stamps, those are yours. Those are yours. You put them and use them how you want. And if you do them nicely and cut them apart nicely, you won't have any problem at all using the whole thing as one again. You just put it on the block, or if you're using a MISTI stamping tool or any of that, you can do that. Okay, so I loved this little saying here. It's the little things, because really, like as a parent or a family member, isn't it the little things you really seem to remember that end up being the most important after all? That's not where I want that. I know I wanted it here somewhere. I think I want it down a little bit. It's not the end of the world. I didn't set it. I didn't push it down, so I can still pick it up. There we go. Okay. Guess what? Page 1, done. Yeehaw! All right. Let me take the foam tape off of there for a minute so you can see. Done and done. All right, so now I'm going to take it up, and where is my, hold on, let me grab my, if you guys do not own one of these, you absolutely need to go to my shopping site and buy one of these. And my shopping site for Close to My Heart is listed below. It is called a Rub and Remove Eraser. And I need to get this one out of this bag. There, I'm going to put it in a new bag. There we go. Okay. If you have eraser somewhere and you can't quite, I mean eraser, if you have tape somewhere and you can't quite get it up, by a lot of times you can get it up just by rubbing it with your finger. Do you see that happening right here? And it works sometimes even better, but you got to pick your battles. All right, let me get that up. Gosh, I feel like my hands are dirty even though I just scrubbed the holy heck out of them beforehand. And pardon my nails, you guys. I need to go in and get a manicure again. My hair and my nails grow so fast that it's torture and it's expensive. People complain, oh, my nails don't grow. And I'm like, well, lucky you. Because I have bad nails, except for the growth. I have really thin, malleable nails. Okay, let me show you before I forget. So here, I cleaned that off. Can you see the little adhesive booger right there? Pick the adhesive. I don't know what else to call it. That's what I was called. Pick off the adhesive booger. You moms, you know what I mean. And throw it away. And it's good as new. Okay, we're going to leave that out. That page is done. All right. So let me set that down here. And, oopsie. Let me grab everything else that I need. Hold on. I just realized something. It's not layout 2 that this Y belongs on. It's this layout. Oh, duh, Glenda. And I know there's an R in here somewhere. So let's do that. This is side 2 now of layout 1. We're still on layout 1. There we go. Not the worse for wear. I have a little tape sticking out, but you know what? Once this bad boy is in a page protector, no one will ever notice. Okay. All right, that's layout 2 stuff. All right. So, we are going to get the stuff for layout 1, side 2. I'm going to go from there. All right. There we go. Yeah. How about we do these first, since we're already doing them, and I've been torturing you with them. Let's see. No, I better use the same height. I think I was using this, if I remember. Yes, no, was I? I think so. You know what? I'm going to use this. I think I was using this one. All right, I can see that the end is going to give me trouble. So if you get any foam tape, not just ours, just trim it off a little. It's not the end of the world. All right, and it's still giving me trouble. So I'm going to put it in like more of a point. And if it gives me any more trouble, I'm going to trim the side, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm just going to trim a little bit. So take your tape and your scissors. And these are the kinds of things that I used to be so fast at that now take me a lot longer than used to because of my hand. And just cutting, I have to be careful because I almost just cut into my finger because my feeling in my hand is pretty much shot. I don't have much feeling in there at all. I have to be really careful that I do not injure myself. Scrapbooking is not something you need to injure yourself on, or crafting. Although I'm pretty sure people who have done a lot of crafting at all have all got a war story or two. I know I have a few, unfortunately. All right, and then I'm going to put a little bit here, I think. Let me see, what angle can I get this to go at? There you go, I think. Hold on. Sometimes it helps if you just turn it upside down. All right, there's that. And then we're going to do this. And I think we'll be done, except I have too much on this one. So I'm going to take a chunk and see if this will work like this. It should. All right, still have too much over the edge, which I shall handle right now. There you go. Like I said, This kind of stuff was so much faster for me without the hand injury. But I tuck her on because there's a lot of people out there that are crafters that craft with awful life situations, in pain, disabilities, all of that. So my hand disability, I don't appreciate it in the slightest, but you know what? I'm pretty lucky compared to a whole lot of other people. So I try to keep a good attitude about it. It just irritates me when I know how previously I would have like sped through this thing like crazy. But it's the fine motor skills that are my trouble. There we go. Okay. And if there's anybody who has had hand injury and has fine motor issues, and you want to know the things I did to get back to at least somewhat of a normal level. I mean, my hand was in a claw before like this. So if anybody wants to know what I did some very specific physical therapy. Please don't hesitate to put something in the comments for me. I would love to tell you the things I did. I still have a lot of the equipment, I'm pretty sure. And every once in a while, when I'm really feeling crummy, I will still go use that equipment. Okay. This does not need to be in place everywhere. But it does need to be a little bit over. There we go. And one more. And I don't cut these things out. A lot of YouTubers, you'll see, will cut stuff out of their videos. And I've never done that. I've always told the truth about how things work or don't work for me, even prior to this injury, because how can I ever be expected to help people if they don't see the struggle that I go through? Because I have done a lot of speaking to some different groups in the past about coping with an injury like this. And you know what? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yeah, I was a superstar scrapbooker before. Quick, fast. I scrapbooked for people all over the world. And I am not able to do that anymore. And I do miss it because I really felt like it was a privilege to get a look inside people's lives and their families. I really loved it. But it would just be too much for me right now. I can barely get my own scrapbooking done, quite truthfully. So I'm just happy when I can get mine done. Okay, and the other thing you can use as a tool, everybody, fingernails if you have them. All right, let's put the D. And I'm going to scoot this down because I haven't done my tape yet. You know what? That's okay. All right. And now let me get these apart. This is probably going to be the longest thing of this, is putting the stupid foam tape on. And this is real life, kids. Sometimes foam tape or pop dots can drive you a little crazy. All right, I see some that I missed over here on the side. And so I'm going to grab that. Okay, do I have it? Oh no, I'm missing it here. Boom, boom. Okay, let's get this bad boy on, and then let's do everything else. It feels, oh, there is an E. I was going to say it feels strange because I felt like there should be an E. There it is. Oh, Lord. And you thought we were done, you guys. Not yet. So let me cut some of the foam tape off here on the sides. And let me see what I can do with this. Here. Yep. See, I struggle getting things to release because my hand is not working correctly. There are no nerves. If you look at my hand, you can see there's a hole here where all the nerves atrophied. It's called an ulnar nerve. And it was cut by accident in the hospital. by a nurse trying to put a PICC line in my right arm after I refused to allow her to put it in my right arm. She went over and pushed my morphine pump. She put in the code for the morphine pump because I was by myself, had no family, and I told her, no, don't you dare put this in my right arm. Put it in my left arm. Well, she didn't listen, and she went over and pushed the morphine pump and knocked me out for a bit. And I woke up, and she was having a heck of a time. She couldn't get it to thread past my shoulder, and there was a blockage there. And what she was doing, every time she was like bang, bang, banging that little, I don't know what they call it, a catheter? Is that what they call that little thing, PICC line, or the little line that they use to get to your heart, that, you know, they bring stuff to your heart. She was basically just cutting the ulnar nerve the entire time. She was bang, bang, banging on my arm, trying to push it, force it through, and it wouldn't go. So yeah, there's that. And so that's some of the things that I struggle with. But like I said, I live in the greatest country in the world, in one of the most beautiful spots in the world. I'm in Huntington Beach. If those of you are not familiar, Huntington Beach sits in Orange County, and Orange County is located halfway between Los Angeles County and San Diego County. Now, Huntington is a little bit higher up in Orange County. It's not towards the very bottom like Laguna Beach and all of those. We're a little further up, and we like it that way. And there's something about the way that our water works, our surf breaks here. It's some of the best surfing in the world. In fact, we are known as Surf City, USA. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard the song. It's very old, from Jan and Dean, called Surf City, USA. Uh-oh, looks like I got a little violent here. Okay, you know what? I will fix that later, if it'll show. It probably will never show. No, it's not going to show because I'm going to push it back in place. See? It was an accident, but I fixed it. Don't freak if you have an accident. Just go slow and see if you can fix it. I also have a little piece of adhesive hanging out here that's driving me nuts. And the other thing I do with this little thing, let me put the E back how I like it, is I'll go in and use this to push stuff in. See? There we go. Boom. All right, we are done with those letters. Whew, happy day, let me tell you. All right, let me just pull all this junk over here off of the side of my desk before I make a bigger mess, or some of it anyway. Okay, there we go. All right, so what is next? Let's see what's next. What's next is let's do the photo mats. Let's get those over with. Yippee-ki-yay. There are 3 of them, okay? And what I don't care for is these are all in portrait mode. And I prefer to scrap in landscape many times, only because I now take so many photos in landscape. All right, and you see this pencil mark here? That's where my 2 things meet. So I'm going to take that and erase that bad boy. And I know that's where they're supposed to go. And I'm going to kind of line them up a little bit first. And I want to do the middle photo first so that they're kind of even Steven. But it doesn't have to be perfect. You know what? On these, because I'm a little worried about the longevity, of me not doing hardly any, what do you call them, portrait photos. I'm just thinking of what I have, like from the last couple events of ours. I think I'm going to put removable on the back. And now when I get my pictures, I can either take these bad boys off, or I can cut my picture 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch smaller all the way around, than 3 by 4 and put it on there and have a double mat. But because of the fact that I use removable adhesive to put this to the green part, I don't have to. I don't have to double mat it. I could just have a single mat and just take it off. So I like to give myself those options. Okay, Glenda, where did you put your T-ruler? Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on here. I feel like I'm losing stuff all over my desk today for some reason. All right, let's see. That's supposed to go there. That's supposed to go about there. That looks good. Okay, let me get the T-ruler lined up here. Like I said, you don't have to be completely straight like this, but it helps me because I am not a person who is a great eyeballer at all, and I fully admit to it. I am not a great eyeballer at all. All right, let's put that there. There you go. And last one here. And I'm getting ready to run out of removable adhesive. I can hear it. All right. Straight there. Yep. Okay. And then we're going to put this one right about there, I think. Yep. And I'm going to get under here before I put that, tack it down. And I'm going to get that one off because it was sticking out a little. Okay. I like that. Now, it's not perfect, but I don't care. All right, here we go. I think this one I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use the fat tape, the hefty tape, I think. I'm going to use Pop Dots. I think we'll just use some Pop Dots, but we'll use, did I use the thicker or did I use the thin Pop Dots last time? I don't care. This is good enough. All right. Now, on this heart, I know that the placement of this is supposed to be here if I am adhering to their rules. It's supposed to be like that. Kind of like that, I think. Up further. Yeah, even further. Yikes. Okay. So that tells me I better be real careful where I put my Pop Dot. And that was a little further down than I wanted. Oopsie. Okay. On the floor. Not the end of the world, boys and girls. It happens. Nobody's a perfect scrapbooker, and if they are, I'd like to meet them because I would love to shake their hand. All right, let's see. I think I'm just going to go down here, just up a little further. And that might be all right now. Like I said, on these kinds of things, I'll come back when I have my pictures and I will place things then. I think it's more like this. Okay. That's how I like it anyway. Okay. Next. Where did they all go? Here they all are. Okay. Let's see what we have left. We have a blue heart somewhere that I don't see. Well, nope, it's not in there. I know there's another blue heart somewhere, but you know what? I don't care. Let's just put down what we've got. All right. This is a die cut, so it's cardstock weight sticker. It's a sticker, not a die cut, I mean. So this I don't have to put anything on if I don't want, and I don't. All right. I'm supposed to I'm supposed to have another heart over here that shows it's like blue. Oh, there. No? It's like a blue glacier color, and I don't know what I did with it. But I'm not going to concern myself because when I clean my desk, I know I will find it. Okay. So the other piece that I should be putting down is the journaling. I'm not going to do that yet because I'm going to probably type my journaling when I'm ready, and I might type it, for example, on vellum, and lay it there. But there is a sticker in here. It's right here, if you can see. And that is supposed to go down there, but I don't want to do it yet because I'll probably do it in vellum, and I will attach it somehow, maybe with a brad or an eyelet, and put it down, but I'm not ready for it yet. It's too soon for me because I don't have the the pictures, I mean. All right, so we are done with layout 1, side 2. So how about that? Okay, now let me clean up. Oh wait, I think I just found the missing die cut. Still, it decided to be electric and stay in the bag. And I'm just going to get a little pop dot, and I'm going to use a little one. And I'm going to, oh wait, I don't have to care, do I? Because I don't have to care, because this is just layering on that one. So let's get that. And I just put one or two up here, because I don't care, because I don't have any photos that need to go under it. This one wanted to fly, apparently, if you guys saw it. I don't know if it was in frame or not, but it was pretty funny. Okay, if you're having trouble with your foam dots lifting or your foam tape, just push it down. But just know that, make sure you have it in the right spot, because once you push them down, they are not easy to get up. And that's what you want in an adhesive, any adhesive, that when you're ready, it's there and it's in the right place, and you know that it's not going to go anywhere. But you better make sure. Okay, this one lays here like that, I think. How do I like it? I do things the way I like it. Okay, so there you go. That one's down. Let me get these little dots out of the way, the liners. Okay, now the best question is, where did I put the other layout? Oh, here it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the main kit opened, and I'm going to get page protectors out. I am going to put these in page protectors, and then later on I will put them up above in a holding album, which I showed in my video about prepping for this stuff. Okay, but let me put these together and let you see them first. And again, there isn't any journaling yet. Oh, and I know what I forgot. I know where the journaling is going to go. And it's going to go right under here. What I'm going to do, here's another stamp that I took off of that. That's off of this. It was a stamp of the month, which is not available anymore. And this is possibly one of the greatest stamps of the month I've ever seen, because it works for every type of crafter. But that was from here that I took that, and I just used Cricut Design Space to make a border, or what do you call it, a banner, because Cricut does a lot better job than I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some big pop dots real quick, and I'm going to put this over here because I thought this was important, or a cute thing to add that shows people, take note, meaning read the journaling. So I guess I better be really smart about what I put in the journaling. Not just a day and a date or anything like that. I've got to have a story. And that's what I love to do, is I love to have a story. Now, let me see. This bad boy will go probably, because it's supposed to be all the way up here. So, yeah, it's going to go up there. So I'm going to put it right here so that it's next to where that will go. And the other thing that I did on this stamp set where I did the stamp surgery. I told you before. I forgot about those. I'm going to do that one also. And I am going to use the pop dots again, which are right in front of me, and I'm looking all over for them. I'm just going to use the pop dots and make it easy peasy on myself. Okay. And I decided that I wanted this where it says, these are the moments I want to remember. I wanted this right under here, except I was worried that it would be in the way of the journaling. So I think I decided I was going to move the journaling over a little bit and put it like right here. So between these two photos. And that's what I'm going to do. All right, so that's ready to go. So now let me show you, minus the journaling. These are the two layouts that we just got done with. And this is the subscription layout. Do not get alarmed if you're brand new. It takes me a long time because I use foam tape, but you don't have to. A lot of people that I've seen have not done any foam tape. They've just slapped these bad boys down. I just happen to like a little dimension, a little oomph. Okay, so there they are. And now what I was getting ready to do was, this is what I do when we're all done with with a couple of pages. I already took out, there's the other one. I was gonna say, I know there's 3 of them. All right, so I always look to make sure that close to my heart name is up here and I can read it. That means the page protectors go in the correct way. I put them inside page protectors, and then I put them in the holding album that I have up there, and that way I will not need to do anything until I find the right pictures for this layout. And once I do, then I just grab this and throw the photos on. It's easy peasy as that. And I still think I'm missing a purple heart somewhere. Oh, I know where. There it is. See? Look at that. Saved by the day. It's over there. All right, hold on. Come on out. Come on out. Luckily, this is a sticker, so I don't need to do anything. But if I did want to, I could put a little bit of embossing buddy on it, which is something you use before you do heat embossing. I could just put that on there, or I have a little chalk tool. Oh, here it is. This is from EK Success, and you can just put chalk on it if you want. If you want to pop it up and you don't want the sticker on there like that. I should have probably popped that up, but I didn't. So that layout is done. Okay. Now, if you have the heart, and unfortunately, I still haven't seen comments. I think I have a couple from YouTube, but I think that's about it. Oh yeah, I see them. Donna, I have Patricia in there on YouTube. I need to probably refresh that. And I haven't seen comments at all. Pop it up. You don't want the stickers on there like that. Hold on. I should have probably popped that up, but hold on. I gotta find the mute. So see, this is bad. That layout is done. Okay. All right, let me get the mute button. If you have the heart. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so these are ready to go in an album. Am I backwards? No. Yes, I am. This got to go this way. Oh, Glenda. See? And by the way, I've only had about an hour of sleep because the painters left. I don't know if anybody's had their house painted, but they left all of the stuff on the floor. The, what do you call it? Oh my God, I can't think. Like the paper that they lay down, the thick paper, and then they tape it to the carpet so that nothing gets hurt when they walk around in their dirty shoes. So the paper they left for the last few nights, and the dog is so freaked out about that paper because it makes a bunch of noise. Okay, now that's correct. It'll sit in the album together like this, and they'll be right there next to each other. You want to be able to see it. Up, and look what I did. I forgot the pencil mark over here, so I'm going to grab that because I have my handy dandy eraser. Again, if you put pencil marks, please get a good eraser. Do not try to erase with the top of like a number 2 pencil, because it's just going to turn out to be a smeary mess on the cardstock. Just a word of advice. Okay, so those are going to sit together in the album just like that. When I open this page, this one will, let me see, yeah, it looks the same. This one, they'll be next to each other because they'll be in the doohickeys, the ring thingies. So they'll look just like that, like they're one big page, which is how I like it. And I like a post-bound album most of the time. There are some times I like a 3-ringer, but I really like a post-bound album. So that's how that is going to go. And we are done with those. That's one. And you know what? I'm thinking that that's all we're going to do today, because this has been a lot longer, and it's because I was so frazzled when we started, I think, that everything was not in the right places and all of that. But I hope that this helps you all, because the easiest kind of kit on the planet is this, because you don't have to cut the paper. And you're going to see a huge difference when I do some other kits that you have to cut all the paper and measure everything. That can be quite time consuming, and it can be confusing for people who've never done it before. Let me change my view so you can talk to me. So I think I'm going to sign off. You guys have got the drift. If you want to get a bunch of stuff done, even if you're a very experienced scrapbooker like I am, I love these kits because I've been sick, so I'm so far behind that these are really a big help to me. So I'm trying to get this ring light reflection off my glasses. Holy moly. Good for the skin. A ring light makes you look, maybe it washes out your wrinkles, so it makes you look young. So it's what they use in professional photo shoots everywhere. Anyway, it can't get easier than this. But next kit up, you're going to see I have to measure all the paper and make sure I'm doing it right. I will be following a guide that is provided by Close to My Heart. They have a cutting guide, but is the key but. I'm on my own. It's not like this stuff where I just punched it all out. This is easy breezy. And I'm going to show you something really quick because I want to show you what they look like before you go in and take it all apart. And this is another one that's called So Much Happy. We have I Heart Happy, which is what we just looked at. And this one is So Much Happy. All right, so here's the cut above. By the way, if you don't know about the subscription service, Close to My Heart has a subscription service. You can either sign up yearly, every 4 months, or monthly. I get the yearly. Get the yearly if you can. It's the lowest cost per kit. You get free shipping, and you always get a coupon code on the back of your little thing that they give you from Persnickety Prints, which is a great service that does archival based photo processing. Okay, so let's look at this bad boy. I'm going to take this apart just to show you how these kits start. Okay, this one, and oh, I'm in the wrong camera. Glenda, here, let me go again. Okay, this one says layout 1 stickers, and so from here all across here, that's for layout 1, that's for layout 2. Those are the stickers. Okay, you don't have to do anything. These are all, the stickers are here. You just peel them up. They're adhesive based, so you don't even need anything for those. All right, you've got your typical photo mats and photo placement cards in here. They always include that. Get those out of here. You've got your pages, your base pages, which you saw at the beginning, so that's not a mystery. And then you have, yep, these are the die cuts. And for this one, these are really pretty. They've got the scalloped photo placement, like, or photo mat, I mean, on these. I love it. And these are die cuts, so they are cardstock. Wait, just pull them up, and they're already sticky. You've got these flags that will correspond up here, if you can see. Hold on, there you go. These flags. You've got a title, and you don't do diddly squat except pick it up and pull it out. That's it. These just punch out if they're a die cut. So it is easy as could be, and you can put these on just with regular adhesive, or you can choose to use adhesive. So anyway, that is what the other kit looks like. I just wanted to show you one that was not dissected in case you were curious. There are always in the kits two page layouts, and so you can get 4 pages done, and typically with a good amount of photos, really fast. And as a scrapbooker, that's a great thing. And for most of you, it'll go faster than it did for me today, just because, number one, I was on camera and I was all jittery because everything went wrong 2 minutes before. And also because I have issues that take me longer because of my hand. But you'll get them done quick. If it's your first time, go as slow as you need to go. Go through it. Take your time. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me in the comments, or if you're on Facebook, on my Facebook page, either one, on my business Facebook page. I mean, it's Glenda's Creative Place. You can always get a hold of me through that way as well. Do not hesitate. I am here to help you. That's why I'm doing this. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be taking the time to do all this and film it all, because I'm not using an iPhone or something. If you notice that I'm going back and forth between multiple cameras, I'm using webcam and special software. We've got the ring light going and the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm trying to do this in a way that makes it as easy for all of you as possible to see what I'm doing. And if there's something you don't understand, or if I confused you, which could have happened today, for sure. I absolutely could have confused you, because I confused myself today, and I apologize. But you know what? I'm human. It happens to all of us, and it is what it is. So get ready for the next time. What I'm going to do next time is not one of these cut-aparts. I'm going to do a full-on workshop where you've got to cut and measure all the paper, etc. The good thing about Close to My Heart, though, is, like I said, they make cutting diagrams, so that helps. And sometimes I try to trick the Cricut into cutting them for me. Doesn't always work out, because if anybody has a Cricut, you are aware you can only cut 11.5 inches wide. Even if you use the 24-inch mat, you can only cut 11.5 inches wide. And scrapbook paper is 12 by 12, real scrapbook paper. So I've always wondered why, as much as I adore and love desperately my Cricut stuff, I've always wondered why they wouldn't let us go all the way to the edge of the mat. It always seems like such a waste to me. But there are ways you can trick it. If you turn it the other way around on, for example, a 12 by 24 mat, you'll be turning it the wrong way sometimes, so you have to make sure you've got your paper in the right orientation. That can really get you in a bunch of trouble if you're not careful. So I try to not get too crazy with that, but I do love it when you can cut things out with your Cricut instead of a paper trimmer, just because it takes a long time. And if somebody else has figured out everything for you and all you have to do is load your Cricut mats and hit make it, I'm so for it. I love Cricut. I am a Cricut huge aficionado. I love, love, love Cricut. I love everything about it. Except I wish they'd let us cut to 12 by 12. Never understood that. Never, never. But I'm gonna guess that someday in the future that could happen. So I hope this has shown you what the easiest kit level is, even though I probably made it look hard today, and for that I so apologize. But I'll do another one later on. I'll do this one, or oh, this is my favorite. Besides the paper that we just did. Hold on, not this. This. Oh, lordy. Hold on, let me switch you back down. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I'm just going to give you just a sneak peek of some of the paper and the colors. I love this kit. It's called Feel Like Home, and it's got like a real farmhouse, beach house feeling. And see, I live at the beach, so in Huntington Beach. So there's the layouts. Aren't they beautiful? And this is in the cut above kit. This is the easy one. So this one I will probably do and show you guys again. And hopefully it will go a lot faster. But look at the colors. Oh, oh, oh. I love these colors. And the other kits that are more difficult. Look at the die cuts. Look at these. Oh, look at those. Who knows? That's not a rose. If anybody knows what those are, will you tell me in the comments? Because I'd like to know. Yeah, and see, this one, you put the letters, as you can see here, Feels Like Home, and then you decorate it with like the wreath that cuts out and a butterfly. I can't wait to do this and the other Feel Like Home kits that are more difficult. This again is the cut apart kit. So you have your base pages ready to go. You've got all that. You've got your photo mats, all of the good stuff, and you of course have page protectors, because in these kits, close to my heart wants you to get them done and scrapbooked. That's what they're there for. They're there to help us. So it's a lot easier to think about getting it done if you've already got your page protectors, and you can just pop them in an album, even if you don't have your pictures on yet. I used to subscribe to the theory that you had to have your pictures in order to scrapbook pages, you know, and I don't subscribe to that theory anymore, because it used to make me crazy, because if I didn't have just the right pictures, or my pictures were being developed but I wanted to work, I didn't like that. So now I'm okay. If I don't have the pictures, I don't care. I don't have to have the pictures anymore. I'm as happy as can be if I just have the photo placement cards, which they include in every single kit. So this is what comes to my house. It comes 4 times a year. This darling pink box. Let me see. Let me switch cameras again. And it says, "Open me." It makes me so happy. And inside there are 4 new kits. And I should be receiving a new box pretty soon, because we usually get them as consultants. We get them a little earlier than customers get them, so we can start working on stuff. But I can't wait to see them in person. I've seen them already. I've seen them online in the new catalog, which is not available for customers to see. until the 1st of May. And then it'll go live online. Plus, hopefully by then I'll have my catalog order. And the cool thing, what they do also is after May 1st, during the month of May, when a catalog debuts in the first, I think it's 30 days, they send you a new catalog on your very first order that you place within that catalog time for free. So that's a neat thing. So if you ever see that come up, if it asks you, yes, say yes, I want the catalog. Always. Even if you already have one, get it again and give it to somebody, or put it in your nail salon or your hair salon or something like that. It's just it's a good way to go. All right, that is it, everybody. I hope this helps you. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget, when you hit that subscribe button, to click the little bell, because that will tell you when I go live, because unfortunately I'm not on a regular schedule yet. As my health continues to improve, where's some wood? I need to knock on wood. Here we go. Oh, I got the dog. Shh, that's me. That's Luna, sorry. That's my fault. As my health continues to improve, I will be, first I will be shutting the door. So we don't have to listen to her. There you go. Okay. I'm back. As my health improves, I'm going to try and get on a regular schedule. So I'm going live at the same time or the same day every week. Right now, I'm just kind of codependent on how I feel, if that makes any sense. But I'm feeling better. I'm getting my strength back again. And I'm so happy for anybody who stayed on and watched. And of course, the replay viewers. I love you just as much. You guys mean a lot to me. So in the description of this video, you will find all the information about the subscription kit. Or just, if you want to just go shop in general, you can go shop. I have my shop list down there. And if you shop, if you do not have a catalog yet for this current even, and you want to see the catalog, the current one, which is finished April 30th, you can just go on my main Close to My Heart site, and then you'll see on the headings, depending if you're on a desktop or a mobile device, just open up the settings, not the settings, but the little sidebar, and it'll show you idea books. And you can go there and just click on it, and you'll have the idea book pop up right in front of you, which is so cool. I love that. So that's it. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being with me, whether you're live or whether you're a replay viewer. I don't do this for myself. I could probably get a lot more done if I just turned off all the cameras and just did it all alone, without explaining things. But I know there are people out there who need to be encouraged to craft. And it's very important, because when you craft, if you're not feeling well, if you're sick, if you have an injury, if you have pain, crafting puts out the exact same endorphins and chemicals in your brain that they equate it to, a lot of times you'll hear there's a runner's high, where they get into this place where they don't feel pain and they can run for a long, long time. It's also equated to an opiate high. So it's that same thing. So you don't feel a lot of pain and you feel really happy when you're doing something creative. So it's very important. And I know there's some of you out there who maybe have never scrapbooked before, don't know where to start, for goodness sake. It's like, what do I need, Glenda? What do I have to start? Well, you know what? With this subscription kit, quite truthfully, all you need is some adhesive. Like I said, I love, oh, good Lord, my desk is buried. I love the blue Tombow I showed at the beginning. I don't even know where it's at. It looks like this, but it's blue. I love the blue Tombow. This is the removable. And if you like this one, it's available elsewhere. Unfortunately, it's not on my shopping site, but the blue one is. And grab yourself one thing of foam tape, whether it's the thicker or the thinner, and one thing of pop dots, whether it's the thicker or the thinner. If I got, for example, if I was on a budget and I was only going to get one of each, I would get one thick and I would get one thin, and just figure it out. Because even pop dots, you can just cut them in half. I think I did that already at one point. Adhesive. That's all you have to do these subscription kits. It's a great place to start for people who've never scrapbooked before. And I'll tell you, the other thing is that it is an amazing place for experienced scrapbookers that are out of time and are so far behind, like yours truly. Hello, me. Guilty. And so this helps me get a lot of stuff done fast. And it's a great way for that. Also, if you're a scrapbooker and you just haven't been feeling creative, you know, you get in that blah, creative fog, I call it, and or you're a scrapbooker who's not really good at designing things for yourself, workshops are the way to go, because they tell you everything, and this is the easiest. The other workshops that I'll be doing another one probably either late this week or early next week, and that'll be the Workshop Your Way. I might do 2 videos, because it's going to be long, because I have to cut the paper, and that takes a while. But that's another good one if you've scrapbooked before and you have the tools for cutting the paper, a good paper trimmer, all of that. That's a good way to do it if you're not confident in your own design skills, because they give you a professionally printed sheet that shows you how to cut your paper, how to put everything together if you want. And the other thing is that I forgot to tell you guys, I'm not really done with those layouts, because somewhere on my desk in this disaster, I have those sequins I showed earlier, and I'm going to go through and put a few sequins on just because I can and I want to, just because I can't really glitter it up, because I know there's going to be boy pictures on those pages, because that's all we have in our family, just boys, and boys so far. But I'm going to put a couple sequins just for good measure, and I can do it because it's my scrapbook. So you can do whatever you want. And by the way, just because a workshop or a kit tells you how to do something, if you decide to do it another way, all power to you. You got all the stuff. Just punch everything out and decide how you want it to be and what you want to do. Or if you have stash and you have things in your stash like sequins and glitter gems, anything like that, by George, I encourage you, throw them on there. So that's for the people that have probably scrapbooked or made cards before that have a stash. But if you're a brand new person, try to do one kit just as it is. Just ease yourself into it. And if you have any problems or questions, hit me up in the comments under this video, in YouTube especially. It's very easy for me to get the comments on these videos, and I appreciate it. Plus, by the way, if you all didn't know it, YouTube gives more weight and shows your videos to more people the more comments there are, and also the likes and shares and subscribes. They look at all of that, and when they decide to push your video out to more people. So obviously, I love it when people put a comment. Try to be nice, because this is not a place for trolls or negative people. I am trying to help everybody. I was probably a little negative today, and for that I apologize, just because I was so frazzled, but that's no excuse. You guys didn't deserve that. So you didn't get the best of me today, and for that I am really sorry. But I promise next time it'll be better, because I realized what I was doing wrong, and now it should be easier for me to get prepared in a better way. All right, I will talk to all of you soon. I love you. Thank you for watching my video. thank you for coming live and replay. Love you guys. Have a crafty day. Bye.